Cheers, golf addicts. Welcome to the Charles Schwab 2022 betting show presented by our friends at covers.com. That's where winning starts. DB here. I got Pat with me. Fresh off another outright hit of the 2021-2022 PGA Tour season. Your 7th, Tour Junkies 11th hit. You had JT at 18-1. I had Willie Z in the playoff at 41-1. Pat, bravo, sir. Bravo. Pat's not that
Thank
anyone
you.
really cares. Card strikes again.
Thank you.
Let the
Maybe you should
gloating
have.
begin.
I said last week when I tweeted out the card that I know things.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe pay attention to it. Now, look, I know it's a little bit shorter on the odds, 18-1, but we got to pay attention to those guys, especially majors. We can't lose focus. Okay, you still got to pay attention to some of the shorter odds guys. I loved JT last week. By the way, DB, people need to pay attention. Okay.
Okay.
We have two cards. All right. We have two cards.
Yeah.
DB's card tends to go a lot longer. Okay. He's not going to take a guy like JT on his card. I will.
Well, it's a
Okay.
self-imposed 25-1 or longer
Yeah.
restriction. That's the rules of DB's big balls betting card. Otherwise, it's not big balls.
Yeah. But I mean, pay attention to who's you're looking at.
Yeah, people. It's not
They
hard.
don't. It's not hard to pay attention to it. Okay. Mine just gets tweeted out. I don't do all that article writing and stuff. Okay. I just tweet it out. DB has a nice article that he writes up, explains a little bit more about his picks, and then he tweets it out, and then you can go to the website and read it. Mine's a little bit different, but I think we needed to make that distinction. Okay, DB.
Yeah, it's like every time we hit a winner, some people on Twitter are like asking us dumb questions. Like some guy yesterday was like, 11th? Really? Like, yeah, dude. 11th for the Tour Junkies brand. We are a pair, okay? We are two become one in this relationship.
Yeah.
We win and lose as a team. Pat's 7th outright winner, my 4th. I've had 4. And it is what it is. Like, yeah, and Pat's card is on Twitter. Mine is on the website. I don't know what's so hard about this, people. I don't know what's so hard about it. Now, we did almost have a 150-1 winner in Mito Pereira, possibly with the biggest dumb decision of the PGA Tour season, if you ask me. There's probably people listening right now who disagree.
Ooh,
I think it was an incredibly dumb decision to hit driver on 18. Now, that does not make up for the fact that the spirit of Brendan Steele entered his soul at
as Ben said, former Chalk Bomb Ben, it looked like he got electrocuted at impact.
At like P4. At P4, Brendan Steele, his soul, it was like those dead dumb Disney movies like Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan when they switched whatever their bodies were, or what their bodies were the same. You know what I mean? They switched insides, their inside bodies. It all switched, and then Mito just at impact just did something. And the exit path on that swing, I've never seen on any swing, even on the internet. Like, never seen an exit where that one exited. It was unbelievable.
I don't know how you don't in your mind, like, now I've obviously neither you nor I have been in this position before. So like, but I would just think that my first thought would be just put a good swing on it. Even if you do, like, all right, so let's just say you disagree with driver. I still feel like you could have like a good conservative driver swing. It's like JT did. Now, I mean, JT put that little low screaming,
But you know what I think JT does that a lot of people don't do and people don't notice? He chokes up a lot. Now,
he
chokes
does
up on everything. But
which, if you want to hit a safe shot, choke up.
He still makes an aggressive move through the ball, whereas I don't know what happened with Mito. I'm not that good. I didn't see I don't know if he like slowed down or decelled or kind of just got scared. I don't know if that's what happened, but JT will choke down and still go at it and make a real move. To me, I that's what I'm saying. I just don't think driver was the club. I think.
See, I disagree a little bit. And here's why. Like, I know, like, we could go around in circles about this. I know that tour players aren't like you and I, where, sometimes we have better clubs in the bag just to look down at. For me, it's a driver. If I'm looking down at a 3-wood, a little small head behind a golf ball, I'm getting a little bit nervous. Okay. Now, if I got that big old driver head behind it, I'm feeling confident. So, and then look, if he hits the 3-wood, okay, What if he still does the same damn thing, but he's 30 yards behind where he was? So, I mean, I don't know. Like, I think there's so many different varying factors that could happen if he
Yeah.
pulls driver versus 3-wood. If I'm looking down, I feel confident with my driver. He just hit a fantastic drive on 17, the hole before that. And I don't know what he pulled every single, did he pull 3-wood or driver,
I
every
don't
single
know.
day on 18? I don't know, so
There was not a lot of room for error, though, with driver. Even the ones that went straight, even if you watch the shot tracer, the ones that look straight, even when they may have like a slightly quick pickup of the tee, like, okay, he hit that one straight. Even when you look at where it ended up, it was kind of close to that creek, like with driver when you start getting down there. And I don't know, man. With being able to make bogey and know you're in the playoff, I know that's not what you're playing for. You're playing to make par,
playing to try
win
and
the
win.
golf tournament. I get that, buddy. Tough scene, but hey, really happy about it because it meant our two guys were in the playoff and it was over. I just knew I got in the nut hut with when the playoff right towards the end or after he did that. I got in the nut hut on the live voice and started doing a little live commentating. Um, and I just knew if Mito somehow made it to the playoff that he was going to win. I knew, like, me and Pat will have two of the three guys on our betting card, and then the other guy's going to win if that happens. So when he made double, hated for him, gutted for him. See you later. Thanks for coming. Glad you're out of here. Also, I called BS on Joaquin Neiman. Here's a hot take. Somebody on Twitter might be mad at me for this. BS on Joaquin Neiman really giving a crap that Mito Pereira choked that out because Joaquin Neiman is a 23-year-old. Very selfish.
I didn't expect this kind of take.
Very selfish MFer, okay? And really freaking good. Better than Mito Pereira. And has been better than Mito Pereira.
So you
If-
don't think he wanted
you
the
think
other
he wanted-
Chilean?
No.
He didn't want the
Negative.
other Chilean to get the first major victory.
Nope, he did not. He did not. And he was playing it up really well. Great to see him do that. Very gentlemanly, but bull crap. He did not. When he was on his phone and everybody was chilling, he's like, everybody's thinking he's like texting somebody about pulling for Mito. No, he's looking at pictures of his girlfriend on Instagram or something. He's not giving a rip about Mito Pereira choking away the golf tournament. I can tell you that. There was a little part of him when he went in the water that was like, yes.
I don't disagree with that. Do you think though that so when Willie Z played the first playoff hole pretty much perfectly to perfection. So when JT hits that wedge up there to about 5 feet and makes the birdie to match it,
go in.
were you like it's over? It's over. Willie Z's not winning. This is JT's.
I mean, I found it very hard to believe Willie Z was going to win that thing anyway.
Yeah,
with that putter. I mean, the replays. We've had this now a few times with him, but there's the putt going around. I just saw it a minute ago on TikTok. From like face, you can see the putter, and this little 1.5-foot putt that does a lot of this movement with the putter. It's horrifying.
I texted this to you. I said he's way too young to have a putter stroke like that. Like somebody that young should not have that motion at all.
At one point, so I'm sweating the whole back nine, right, because of Willie Z. And Collins, my 11-year-old, knows what's going on. He knows we're pulling for Willie Z, and he's like, Dad, what is going on with this putt? Because I'm like, son, he can't putt. And he missed that little short one or whatever. And I get mad, and Collins is looking at me like, what is the deal? And I looked at him. I said, son, look at me in my eyes. Look at me in my eyes. I made him make eye contact. I said, look at me. Your father is a better putter than Will Zalatoris. That is not hyperbolic. Your father is a better putter. That is the one man on the PGA Tour that I'm a better putter than. Your father. And he's on TV, and I'm here. That's how bad he is putting. And he was like, wow. I mean, it's just so terrible. He really is. When he made the playoff and we saw our boy Josh Gregory, Coach Josh Gregory, our friend, coached Augusta State University, 2 national titles, coaches a bunch of great players on the PGA Tour. When I saw Will Zalatoris walking to the putting green in a leisurely pace with Gregory, I'm like, pick up the pace, get to the putting green. Josh, teach him somehow how Bernhard Langer has anchored his hand to his sternum for so many years and no one said anything. Figure out a way to teach Zalatoris that in the next 3 minutes, because if something doesn't happen, he's not winning this thing. I just knew he wasn't going to win it. I
Well,
knew he wasn't.
Longer, same thing. Like he had lost it, and then he went to that, and it like changed his whole career around. So yeah, I don't. But I can't. I just have a hard time believing. Look, when you get as old as I am, you've had things and stressors. You have kids.
Yeah.
They add a whole new like thing to your life.
Yeah.
And then things happen beyond your control that you never expected with your putter, things like that. He
Your
hasn't
body,
dealt your body. He has not dealt with enough yet for this.
prostate. Yeah.
I mean, it's just
Yeah.
he's never had a colonoscopy. Okay, like that could have.
He's never had a finger wave. He's close to having it. Every now and then, I've never had one either, but I'm 38, and every now and then I'll just be standing over a putt and go, man, I'm like a year and a half from getting a finger wave.
I mean, yeah. I mean, look how far he is away from all of this, and he's still having these issues. It's a problem.
It is a problem. I do like this question from Brian Farmer in the chat. Do you like the sudden death playoff or the aggregate? I love the aggregate. I love it
too.
I
love
love
the Open Championship does that too.
Yeah, I love that the whole tournament doesn't come down to one more sudden death hole. I just love that. It gave me a little glimmer of hope, but in the end, I knew it wasn't going to be Willie Z. But I was happy either way. We came out winners on that one. Good on us. That's like what, 2 winners in the last 3 events, right? Homa at Wells Fargo, and then we missed Byron Nelson, and then that one. Here we are. All right, presented to you by our friends at Covers. Winning starts at covers.com, where over 20 million sports bettors go annually to get content. Check it out. They've been doing it 25 years, a long time. All your sports betting needs, content needs can be met at covers.com. And it is the exclusive place to find our head-to-head betting article, top 20 write-ups as well. It usually drops on Tuesday afternoon. We were on a little bit of a hot streak until last week. We only hit 1 of 3 matchups, I think, and didn't hit a top 20, but that's on me. We'll get better. That was before Tea Time Waves came out, all that stuff, so give me a break, okay? So thanks to Covers for presenting the betting show. I think, one more lesson learned, I guess, is like at a tough major like the PGA, the US Open, sometimes the Open Championship can play. You can't count out the studs and the best players in the world, and it's an opportunity to look at some live numbers. We bet JT pre-tournament at 18-1, but I saw a number of screenshots last night in the Nut Hut on Twitter. People got him as long as 30-1 at a certain point. And 7 shots behind, but the guy leading is a rookie and never been in that situation before, never even won on the PGA Tour. It's just a reminder that when you have a tough course like that, when you have elements, when you have major championship pressure, those veterans can be worth, kind of a live look. Damn, Rory was a shot off from coming back.
I mean, that was incredible.
What they had to done to him, like wake him up from a nap? Where did he go after? He had to have been long gone to wherever his next stop is. I don't know. He was
Tommy Fleetwood almost got in there and could have won
like 10 o'clock. I don't know. Anyway, that's a reminder. There is just kind of it's an opportunity to live bet. That's for sure. Pat, I want to show a video because it's been a while since we've talked about it, but the Gobies Cup is something that we've talked about. Our first ever live listener golf event coming in September in Pennsylvania. And we still have spots left on these teams, and we have got to get these teams finalized. There's 5 spots left on your team, 5 spots left on my team for the Friday-Saturday deal, the dual deal, okay? Now, if you can just come on Saturday, that's great. Come on Saturday. But we got to fill these teams up. And if you're on one of these teams already, it's time for you to start witnessing, okay? Bring somebody to the team. We need to fill these up so we can start finalizing some things. I know your team's already working on uniforms and stuff because Benedict Marcus is already designing things for you, and you guys are all doing your thing.
Oh, we already got our logo. It is fire.
Yeah, okay.
It's so good.
So I just want to show a quick commercial. Let's take a quick commercial break for the Gobies Cup event.
Listen up. The hour is now. The time is now. It's time to choose a side. You got to choose. Are you team DB or are you team Pat? You know. Gobies Cup is coming in September. Right here to this place at Mountain Valley in Eastern Pennsylvania, and it will end on this 18th hole at the Valley course in a dramatic fashion. Three-hole showdown, me versus Pat, right here. You guys line in the fairways. We're actually going to pull some players from our teams to help us with that showdown. all your beer, all your wine, all your cocktails, all your food for both days are included. There's still a few spots right now. Sign up for Gobies Cup in September, right here at Mountain Valley.
Yes, sign up right now. The link is in the description, just below the video on YouTube, just below the podcast on audio, whatever. If it echoed on YouTube, sorry, I don't know what the heck's going on. But yeah, sign up. It's in the description. Get there right now. Okay, get there. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Cannot wait. Team Pat is winning.
Sure. By the way, we got to come up with a punishment for me or you, probably you, for when the team loses. We're gonna do an immediate punishment, right there in front of everybody.
You know, all the bets that I've been losing on the show are just leading up to the fact that I'm gonna be winning this, and you're gonna have to do a punishment.
Maybe, but we're a few months away, so I don't know. But one idea that's been kicked around, you guys feel free to put this in the comments if you have another idea, is that one of us would have to put on some sort of protective gear and accomplish something on the driving range, some sort of obstacle course on the driving range, and let the opposite team, the winning team, fire balls at our bodies. So that has been
Can we
one
take
idea.
fireball shots before we do it?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So anyway, anything you guys can
Might
think
be
of,
kind of fun.
drop that in the comment here on YouTube. Give it a thumbs up, like, and subscribe to the video as well. Share it with a friend, okay? Click the share, copy the link, send it to somebody. It helps us out, okay? Let's get to the top of the betting board, Pat, for the Charles Schwab Challenge at Colonial Country Club. If you want to know more about Colonial Country Club, you can check out the video that I dropped or the podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts. That's on there as well, breaking down Colonial. All you need to know, nothing you don't, in about 16 minutes. It's everything you need, man. We know a lot about this golf course. All right, Jason Kokrak's your defending champion, by the way. At the top of the board, you got Justin Thomas, 8-1, Scotty Scheffler, Colin Morikawa, Jordan Spieth at 12-1, who they're going to, the guy just dominates this place. Willie Z, Victor Hovland at 20-1, and Max Homa at 25-1. That's the top of the board. And it's time to look through, talk through some of these guys, Pat. You got Hogan's Alley, but listen, Jordan Spieth, the guy has gained like 50, I think it's 50 strokes in the last 5 years at this golf tournament. That you got Hogan's Alley. They got to come up with something for a 3-hole stretch somewhere on the golf course for Spieth at this point, because he's played here 9 times and made all 9 cuts, and 8 of those, I think, have been top 15 finishes. So we got to have Spieth's, Spieth's queef, or Spieth's, no, probably not that. Spieth's,
I don't think that works.
Spieth's teeth. There you go, Spieth's teeth. Because it's kind of got teeth. It's got bite to it, so maybe we need to find a tough 3-hole stretch they name after Spieth. I don't know. At the top of the board, though, I think the better values, to me, the tempting values, are Morikawa at 18-1 and Victor Hovland at 20-1.
Oh my gosh. Really?
Both of those at MGM. The wind is looking to get a little gnarly. It's looking to get a little gnarly this weekend. We'll see how it shakes out. We're recording this on Monday night. Might be a little early to really dive headfirst into the weather, but it's looking kind of gnarly. You're definitely going to want ball strikers for sure hitting into these small greens. This is one of those places where everybody kind of hits it to the same place off the tee, and then it's really a short iron competition, wedge competition into these small greens, and then it's, making putts, baby. But I like the smaller greens for bad putters like Morikawa, like Victor Hovland. It likely means that if they're on the green, they're less likely to 3-putt. You don't have as large a surface there. Do I worry a little bit about the scrambling? Yeah, a little bit, but they're both still striking the ball pretty well right now. I think this is going to turn into, I think the over-under on the score right now from the one sports book I saw before the show is at 11.5 is the over-under total right now for the winning score. So not, this place, Colonial, ranks kind of middle of the road in terms of difficulty. It's not a super birdie bonanza 20 under deal. It has been a couple times in the past, but I don't know that it's going to be that way this week with the weather. So Morikawa and Hovland are the better values to me in this 25-1 range, or shorter. But obviously, Jordan Spieth, I still think is a great play if you just, if you want the 15-1 number on FanDuel. I totally get that. The only guy Justin Thomas, what are we going to do with JT? Like, coming off his emotional second major, long time coming kind of situation. I guess he's gonna play. He's gonna keep rolling. I think he made a comment about that on Sirius XM or something today or yesterday. He wants to keep it going, but I mean, I'm not gonna bet him at 8-1, 10-1. Not gonna do that. Coming off of that. So anyway, that's it for me. Top tier.
Yeah, I'm probably going to stay away from JT. I do think he's going to play this week. And yes, I spent a lot of time on the road today, so I got to listen to a lot of PGA Tour radio. And I heard an interview that was late last night from him that came out this morning, and I think they just released it for XM radio, whatever. But basically, he said he's going to keep it going. This is an important stretch. He feels like for him. Or a big stretch, I think was his words. But so I do think he's going to play this week. I don't think you'll see him withdraw. But I am not going to play JT. I like the Morikawa call. I mean, he finished second here in 2020, T15 or T14 last year. I know the PGA Championship wasn't great for him, and people can say, well, he's whatever, he's off, and he hasn't been in great form. But I still think that this is a good course fit for Colin. If you're getting him at 18-1, I think is decent value. So I like that. Why not go to Willie Z though at 22-1? Like, I don't think Willie Z is going to be as affected by what happened as like Mito is. Like Willie Z sort of, I mean, he didn't sneak into the playoff. But
yeah, he definitely backdoored a little bit.
He kind of backdoored a little bit. I mean, he made mistakes out there, and but he kept a good attitude, I thought, the entire time. If anything, I think he gained a lot from it, and maybe that propels him to a win this week. He was T59 his first start here, so that's not necessarily that promising. But I still think Willie Z could come out hot, and you're getting him at 22-1. Decent value there for Willie Z this week.
Okay, interesting. By the way, Pat talked about how he was on the road a lot this today, and he was putting in work. Guys, Pat's in high demand. He's in greater demand than I am. He was hired today to be talent for hire for our good friends at Front Nine Coffee. Did a little commercial work today. Apparently he was a coffee caddy, and we have a brief clip here of some of Pat's work today. Let's see if we can get this to play without echoing.
Making sure you have the right amount of water is essential to the perfect cup of coffee. Remember, you're not pouring water over coffee beans. You're pouring water over the beans of life. Just remember to do it in small, tight circles.
Oh, man, that's great. Those are great small, tight circles there, Pat. Lovely work from you at Front Nine Coffee. By the way, you can get some Front Nine Coffee at front9coffee.com. It's small batch artisan coffee based here in Augusta, Georgia, roasted in Greenville, South Carolina. When you order it, it's fresh, it's green, it ain't even roasted yet, dog. Okay. You're going to order it how you want it, whether you want it whole bean, you want it coarse grind, fine grind, whatever, all these different flavors. They're going to roast it when you order it. They're going to ship it the next day. You'll have it within a few days. It'll be fresh as anything. It's delicious coffee. Delicious coffee, a lot of flavors like Pick It Up, Pecan, Lauderdale Light Roast, Captain's Choice, Kahlua Caramel. Support some friends of ours in Augusta doing their thing, shipping anywhere to the U.S. as well as Canada. Go to front9coffee.com, promo code TJ gets you 10% off your entire order, and you can keep ordering with that promo code. Keep doing your thing at Front9, that's FORNT, the number 9, coffee.com, promo code TJ. Support Front Nine. Support Pat's acting career. He didn't have any lines, thank God. No lines.
Yes, thank you.
Good job caddying for Coffee Guy there.
Yeah, it was fun. Let me tell you something. This coffee is fantastic too. By the way, that's the most important part. It's good
Pat's
stuff.
own blend and flavor coming out soon too. That's going to be exciting.
By the way, yeah, just a little follow up between you and I. We need to come up with with some graphic work for that, DB.
Okay.
Just a reminder there for you.
There we go. All right, let's keep it moving. I love this little middle section here on the betting board. You're, guys longer than that 25-1 range. Sam Burns, Daniel Berger, Kevin Na, who's won here before, Jason Kokrak, as I mentioned, your defending champion. Taylor Gooch, almost said Billy Gooch, which that sounds funny. Billy Gooch. Sung J M, who's returning from Corvid, all at 35-1. Abraham Answer, who finally decided to show up.
Yeah.
Overrated Abe did not show up last week, along with his best friend, Overrated Webb, in 2022. They both had good weeks for the PGA. Mito's in here. What? Let's talk about Mito here in a little bit. Gary Woodland, Amish Troy, who I learned was at the PGA Championship. I didn't know he was playing until like Saturday morning, despite all the research hours I put in. Never noticed his name. Chris Kirk had a good week. He's there. Justin Rose is at 675 to 1 per producer Sam's graphics. Look at there. I would jump on that Justin Rose number right now. 675 to 1 is a great number for Rose. As good as he's playing.
Yeah,
He's
like
another
snuck a
champion.
7 in there. How did
Past
you even do
champion.
that?
Yeah, that's some witchcraft or something there. And then, Tom Hoagie in there, Ryan Palmer. Anyway, that's kind of the mid-range here for the betting board. I like a lot of guys in here, Pat. Let's see. Kevin Na, to me, this is a perfect Kevin Na course. I shared a player quote from him on my course breakdown video. That's part of what I include in the course breakdown stuff is a few key player quotes. He loves this place, and he sees it as a place where he has to take advantage of, the spot on the calendar that isn't a bomb and gouge, driver fest. And I think that's good for him. I last saw the best number for him on FanDuel at 55 to 1, a really good value there that I noticed on the first look show today. So I like the Kevin Na number. I like the HV3 number. He's 65 to 1 on FanDuel. A better number there as well. I think HV3's, I feel like he's continuing to knock on the door of that first PGA Tour victory. Okay. I feel like that's coming any week now. He's playing well, played good at the PGA. Davis Riley, a guy that I've kind of poo-pooed on a little bit. I haven't really been a believer just yet, but I think I'm coming around on old D Riley at 50 to 1. The Alabama product's trying to follow in old JT's footsteps. Definitely going to be clubbing down, I'd say, he's kind of a bomber. He's got a beautiful swing. Definitely clubbing down off the tee here, but scores on par fours. The putter is going pretty well right now. The iron play the last 2 events for him, gained over 10 strokes on approach. His last 3 events, 5th, 9th, 13th, and that's, coming off the Valspar where he lost in the playoff to Sam Burns. I think Davis Riley's kind of knocking on the door at 50 to 1. Sebastian Munoz at 60 to 1. I still think we ride Sebastian a little bit. Coming back to Texas, came out hot, TPC Craig Ranch, faltered a little bit on the weekend, but still had a great showing there. And finally, Brian Harmon at 65 to 1. I like a lot of names in here. He's 65 to 1 on FanDuel, DraftKings. He's playing well, played well at the PGA despite, not being a very long hitter. I'm sure Southern Hills was tough for him. He's got a tremendous record here at Colonial. This is a perfect spot for Brian Harmon as well, and he's in good form. So those are some names I see some good value on. I like a lot of those guys.
All right. Well, I'll start with Brian Harmon. He was one of mine that I also had, so I do agree with you there. I think Brian Harmon fits really well for this course and does have a good history, so I like that. I like Tommy Fleetwood at 40 to 1. Fleetwood is really coming on. It's slow. It's a slow, methodical process with Fleetwood. Still has not won in the States yet, but this is a good course fit for him. He has gained strokes on approach his last 5 events. Okay,
he's playing well right now.
Played really well last week. Let's remind the folks that was also a Perry Maxwell design.
Yeah. So hot right now.
Yeah. So you look at stats. Not across the board, but again, ball striking, 22nd in the field, 32nd in approach, top 25 in par 4 scoring. So I think Fleetwood at 40 to 1 is a pretty good number. Also, like Chris Kirk, he's at 60 to 1. He's a guy that I think fits this course extremely well. You look at the stats for him, and he's top 10 in ball striking, top 15 in approach, top 10 in par 4 scoring. Checks the box in driving accuracy if you're looking at fairways gain. So I think that Chris Kirk
here as well.
Yeah. So 60 to 1, Chris Kirk, love it. So there you go. That's who I've got in this range.
Yep. He hadn't done much since his victory in 2015, but he is a former winner here. Kirk is for sure. I love this range. There's another one in here. I don't want to name everybody, but I kind of think Tony Finau at 41-1 is interesting. Finau's got a great record here as well. He seems to be coming around, clicking a little bit better than he has been. I think this is a what do you got?
I agree. I just almost like spilled my beer like when you said it. I don't know. I didn't think you were going to say Finau, but I do kind of agree there.
Yeah, I just think this is a range chock full of some goodies right here. So I think we need to jump on this range. Some of these guys, probably need to go ahead and hit now. All right, getting into some of the longer shots up to 130-1. I got two, Pat. One of them was in my sleepers video last week, and I got a lot of crap for it. A lot of people in the comments didn't think it was going to be a good play, but it ended up being a pretty solid play, and that's Patrick Reed.
Yeah.
Patrick Reed had him a decent PGA Championship, finished 34th. But listen, gained strokes on approach, gained 5.2 strokes on approach, which is his best approach week since June of last year at the Memorial. That's how bad his irons have been. So good to see that, right? Gained strokes around the green. The putter was okay. The short game really hasn't left him. It hasn't been maybe as consistent as it's been in years past, but it's not been completely gone. It's been the ball striking where Reed has really struggled. But, Charles Schwab, he's made 4 of 5 cuts at the Charles Schwab, including a 7th in 2020 when they came here and restarted after COVID, 15th in 2016. He did miss the cut here last year, but that was, whatever. I mean, I think he barely missed it. I don't know. 100-1 for Patrick Reed, a Texas guy. I'm sure loves this golf course. It suits him when he was, in peak P. Reed form, right? So I think 100-1 is a really good value on him. The next guy I got, and the last guy in this range, is a new guy for me, Pat, because remember, you converted me on him. Just a couple weeks ago. I played him for the Wells Fargo, and you kind of helped me pop my CT Pan cherry.
Yes.
He's 100-1.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm even saying it. But I'm whatever. Let's just do it. He's in good form for sure. I don't know that truly do I think he's got a chance to win. Probably not. But, if JJ Spawn can win at the Valero and KH Lee can defend in the Byron Nelson, then I'm sure CT Pan can scrounge up something. He gained strokes on bent grass, although barely. Pretty decent wind player. And his irons have been really good right now. And he's definitely an accurate player off the tee. 100-1 seems like a good fit for CT Pan. And he's got a couple decent showings at this event. 3rd in 2019, top 20 in 2018. So I'll go CT Pan and P. Reed in this range.
Okay. I got 2 in here that I'll give you. And I don't mind the CT Pan play at all. First, I'll go with Adam Long. He's at 100-1. I mean, look, Adam Long had, before he missed the cut at the Wells Fargo, he had 2 straight top 15 finishes. You look at the last 3 years here, he's had 2 finishes inside the top 20. As far as stats are concerned, I mean, he's second in the field in driving accuracy. He's top 20 in par 4 scoring. He's top 50 in ball striking. Adam Long at 100-1, I think, is a good number there. And then I got to go with my boy Kiss. Got to go with Kiss. He's won here before. I don't care about last week or whatever else. I don't either. I think Kiss is a guy that is literally just a course horse type guy. And I like him on this course. I think he's comfortable here, just hitting.
Okay, but since he's won here, he's not been great. Like he won.
I don't care, but I still
said he's a course horse guy. I mean, he kind of isn't though. Like,
yeah, but he wins on courses that fit his style, and this is a course that fits his style. Even if he hasn't done well here, a year or two, it's still a Kiz type course. So I like him on this course.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know about Kiz. I don't love it. Okay, well that's good. That's all I got in this range, really. I do think that a lot of people though need to know that if they got fin and hair issues, maybe a little. I see, some people on this video may have thinning hair issues. That's all I'm saying. You don't have to choose between those natural remedies.
On what video? It's not this one.
No. I'm talking about a different one.
Okay, different video.
There's a holistic solution for men that promotes healthier hair and whole body wellness without drugs or prescriptions. Our friends at Nutrafol. Nutrafol is a hair supplement that goes beyond genetics to target stress, hormones, nutrition, metabolism, and environmental factors that are probably impacting your hair. And Nutrafol is clinically proven to improve hair growth, thickness, and visible scalp coverage without compromise, with 21 natural ingredients that support sex drive, better sleep, and less stress. That's a pretty sick combo. In a clinical study, men showed progressive improvement in hair growth and thickness after just 3 and 6 months. And Nutrafol is also trusted and recommended by more than 1,500 top doctors, not bottom doctors. You can grow thicker, healthier hair and support our show by going to Nutrafol.com and entering promo code Tour Junkies to save $15 off your first month subscription. This is their best offer anywhere. It's only available to U.S. customers for a limited time, plus free shipping on every order. Get $15 off Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code Tour Junkies. So $15 off and free shipping. Thanks to our friends at Nutrafol. Check it out, okay? You know, people wanting Pat ad reads in the chat. Thank you, John. Calm down. I've relieved Pat of his ad reading duties today after a long, hard day on the set making movie magic, okay?
Thank you.
That's what I did.
I appreciate it, DB.
That's what I did. All right, Pat, last range here. Bombs over 130 to 1. I have a lot of names here that kind of caught my eye, but I just don't know that at the end of the day, I'll be pulling the trigger on a lot of them. We haven't seen a triple-digit winner here in quite some time. Kokrak, Berger, I think Kevin Na's last win were all around that 60 to 70 to 1 range. That was kind of lengthy for this tournament. When Kiz won, he was like 33 to 1. Spieth's won here at 7 to 1. Obviously, it's a pretty solid top end with JT, Scheffler, Spieth, Morikawa, Hovland here. So I don't know, but there's a couple of bombs here. The first one that's probably an auto click just because it's a number that's too tough, too good to pass up. And that's JT Poston at 200 to 1. Our boy Poston and Fleener playing a little better right now. Obviously, any course that rewards accuracy, short iron play, putting, that's a JT Poston course. And it's good to see him kind of coming back in a little bit of form after a third place finish at the RBC Heritage and a 9th place finish at TPC Potomac. Both courses that reward accuracy off the tee, hitting fairways, and playing into small greens. So I love JT Poston at 200 to 1. That is much too long a number for him, considering, he's a PGA Tour winner and he's rounding into some form, and this is definitely a good spot for him. So Poston for me, maybe other than that, like Doug Gim is interesting at 150 to 1 on DraftKings, just a Texas guy looking for his first PGA Tour win, good iron player. And maybe Russell Knox, because I'm always a sucker for Russell Knox. I just am. It just is what it is. I love the Scottish accurate dink and dunkin', wind playing, no putting, son of a gun, Russell Knox. I like him. He's one. What did I say he was? 150 to 1 on DraftKings. Yeah. So Knox, Gim, Poston. Those are the few that maybe I could go ahead and fire on. Poston for sure. I'd fire on Poston right now.
Yeah, I was surprised you didn't mention this guy, and
I probably have him written down because I have a number of other people.
I think if you're gonna get this guy, you get him right now, because there's a big difference between where he is on DK Sportsbook and everywhere else, and that is David Lipsky. I mean, Lipsky
written down.
Yeah, top 25 at the Byron Nelson, T6 at the Mexico Open. He did miss the cut at the Wells Fargo in pretty tough conditions. Checks a lot of boxes here for this golf course, but he's 180 to 1 on DK Sportsbook right now. And the best, I think he's at 100 to 1 and 90 to 1 on some of the other books. So I think if you can get David Lipsky at 181, I really like that. Other than that, don't have a whole lot out here.
Yeah, I think I like Poston more. I mean, I've definitely been a Lipsky fan all year, but I think Poston I like a little bit more in that range. But yeah, I totally get that. All right. There you go. Those are the bombs over 130 to 1. We got top 20s. We got PrizePicks plays coming up. I'm excited about those. While we're here, don't forget to hit the thumbs up, like, subscribe to the video, and put some comments in on that Gobies Cup. What can we do? What's a punishment that we can do after the losing captain, after everything's said and done on Mountain Valley in September? What can we do? Also, I'm interested to know this, like, why have you not signed up for the golf event? Do that. Why have you not? Put that in the comments. If you've not signed up for the live golf event, tell us why. Be honest. Is it your wife? Is it your boss? Is it money? Is it travel? Is it you didn't know about it? Put that in there. Tell us your objection, and we'll handle it. If you have signed up for the golf event, then shame people who comment that they haven't and tell them why they and Mito Pereira are making bad decisions right now. Tell them that. Yeah, I just think that's what we need to do in the comments tonight. Okay. What other things could we do, Pat, after one of us loses, after one of our teams loses? Anything else? You got any other ideas? We need to be able to do it like on the spot right there at Mountain Valley, get it over with, be done with it, and then we party the rest of the night.
You could do
Dylan's gotta.
You should have to do cartwheels down the fairway all the way to the green.
Wow. That could be tough, especially with you drinking a little bit.
Yeah, that could be.
Unless you get hurt. Dylan in the chat says a losing captain should have to wear a woman's golf outfit all day on Saturday. Skirt and sleeveless shirt. Winning team buys and picks out the outfit from the pro shop. It's not a bad idea, Dylan, but we were hoping to just do something right away, like pay the debt.
I don't know if that's good for any kind of like, B-roll stuff. Yeah, I've been shooting commercials today.
Oh, tell us.
I don't know if that's good for the B-roll stuff from the event. DB in a skirt. We may not need DB in a skirt for some.
Oh, y'all would love that. I don't want some of y'all I'm worried about would love it a little too much, and I'm married, so I don't want that to happen.
I tell you what, we might have some special transportation DB.
Oh yeah.
I'm not saying anything yet, but there could be.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited about it.
We could race.
Could. On foot or with special.
Hey, Sam, can we have a golf cart race?
Oh yeah, Sam will let us do that. I guarantee you. Yeah, for sure, dude. Nothing is off limits here. Should we play one more video? Let's play one more video. Here we go. One more video about the event. In case you guys haven't seen this one. Steve, this is what I'm thinking. Can we do night golf?
Absolutely.
Camping out on the range.
Not a problem.
A tequila bar on number 16. Drink stations, multiple places, roving dedicated beverage cart for some signature cocktails. No dress code.
Absolutely.
Hot damn, Steve. I am so excited. It's a pleasure doing business with you. We got no dress code, boys. Woo! Oh, buddy, old Steve. He's a great guy. Great sport there. Took my shirt off in front of him. He panicked. It was a beautiful scene.
Poor Steve.
But yeah, no rules, man. We're all good. And if you caught that on Saturday, when you play in the scramble on Saturday, it's a DraftKings scoring scramble. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's not your typical boring scramble. So I'm looking forward to it, Pat. So sign up. Description below has the link on Eventbrite to buy your tickets and sign up. Get it done. And if you're not doing it, tell us why in the comments. We want to know. And then if you have already done it, then shame people. All right, Pat, let's talk about our favorite outright bets that we've mentioned. We've thrown out a few names. Favorite outright bets, some top 20 numbers that we like as well, presented by our friends at Covers. Winning starts at Covers. Check out covers.com for all your sports betting content needs, including our Tuesday head-to-head matchups and top 20 article. All right, Pat, I'll tell you my favorites. I think I just talked about him. I'm going to start off with JT Poston at 200 to 1. That would be a click I would make right now. Go ahead and do it. Not saying I think the number is going to get shorter necessarily. It probably won't, but I still just love the bet. Love the bomb there for JT Poston at 200 to 1. Patrick Reed at 100 to 1 just feels like too much value for a guy starting to show a little bit of sign of life. Some signs of life from Patrick Reed. We're getting a pulse again from Captain America. Gained almost 6 strokes at the PGA with his irons. First time we've seen that in over a year. Good to see that. 100 to 1 for a guy like that. A winner when he's hot, when he's feeling himself. If he's in contention on Sunday, he doesn't care to take. He can take down JT and Spieth and Morikawa and those guys. That can happen. Kevin Knott 55 to 1. I like that for a past champion here, a guy who loves this golf course. And then I guess HV3 at 65 to 1 as well. I just feel like the win for HV3 is coming. It's coming. I know it's coming on the PGA Tour. He's won worldwide. He's done great worldwide doing his thing, but winning stateside in a PGA Tour event, I think, is going to happen. So those are my favorite outrights. Before I get to top 20s, I'll let you toss out a few of your favorite numbers right now.
All right. Well, speaking of a guy that I think the win is coming, and it probably should already be here by now, but that is Willie Z at 22-1. I like him this week, even though he had the disappointment at the major. I think he comes back to Texas here and plays well again and can easily win. So I like him at 22-1. Then I'm going to go with Fleetwood at 40-1. I really just like the way that Fleetwood's game is trending. I like where the ball striking is. His irons are so much better than they have been the last, year and a half or so. So I really like Fleetwood on this course, right at that number of about 40-1. Then I'm going to go with Chris Kirk at 60-1. I think that's a good number for him as well. This is another good course fit. So I like Chris Kirk at 60-1. And then if I'm going longer, I like Adam Long at 100-1. Big fan of Adam Long. Like the way he's been playing. Has a good history here. He checks a lot of boxes also with the stats. So Adam Long at 100-1 will be my last favorite outright play.
Okay. Top 20s, Pat. I'm gonna give out a few names I haven't talked about yet because I don't see him winning, but I think a top 20 is good. I talked about him for a couple of weeks now. He's riding top. He's riding back-to-back 25th place finishes in his last two events. And he's got our boy Goggs on the bag. Austin Smotherman, 6-1, top 20. I think the game is continuing to round into form for Smotherman. Great ball striker, Texas product, SMU boy, loves Colonial. I don't love betting him outright just because he doesn't have the experience around Colonial that I think is necessary. But a top 20 at 6-1, I like it. Nate Lashley is at 6-1 and checks a lot of boxes. The Nate Lashley victory is something that I don't think I'll ever see coming again, but a top 20 I think could happen here. JT Poston at 6-1. Already talked him up. Here's a name. 3-1. Ricky Fowler. Top 20.
I was just about to say that.
At 3-1. I mean, great to see him compete somewhat at a major and have a good finish at the PGA. He's showing, like Patrick Reed, like signs of revival, signs of things possibly clicking again for Ricky Fowler. It'd be great to see. I didn't find that he'd ever played the Charles Schwab Challenge. Maybe there was a reason for that. Maybe he didn't love this place, but I gotta feel like a top 20 is in the cards potentially for Fowler. I didn't love him outright, but I like the top 20. I like Munoz at 2-1. And then here's another name that I did not mention outright. Abraham Answer. I'll bet Abraham Answer at plus 160 the top 20. I ain't betting on him to win because I don't think he's going to win. I don't think he's there right now. He did show some promise at the PGA despite having a very lackluster 2022, but I think you get to a course now that suits him very well in Texas. I like the number at plus 160, so I'll go Abe Answer along with guys I've also mentioned like HV3 at 160. I like that as well.
All right. Also, Tony Finau, I think at plus 160 is also a good top 20 number. So I like that one. I was with you on Munoz. I think at plus 200 is also another good number for him. A couple other that I like a little bit longer than that. You kind of stole my thunder a little bit with Ricky Fowler. I think Lucas Glover at plus 450. He's a guy that's played well on this course in the past. This is another good course fit for him. I'm kind of done with trying to pick him as an outright, but as a top 20, I think Lucas Glover can definitely do that at plus 450. So I do like that number. A guy I mentioned longer at 180-1. I think David Lipsky plus 500 as a top 20. That's a good number for him. I like that. I don't know. I mean, what about Saheth? Is it, you know how to pronounce it because you listened to the show about Saheth Theegala?
Saheth
Theegala.
Yes.
Plus 600, a guy who's been playing really well this year.
Yeah, I don't like his,
I know that
his
of course
accuracy off the tee.
Yeah, but maybe dials it back a little bit. He's just been playing so well this year. So that's about it for me.
Okay. I like it, Pat. Let's get into some prize picks discussion. We talked about the huge week that the Nut Hut had with PrizePicks at the Byron Nelson. Still had a pretty good week at the PGA, not as big, but I know yesterday I saw a lot
And the
of
FGS went 3-0.
the FGS went
And
3-0.
I had a good week.
You know what?
Posted some winners. I posted some huge winners on Saturday. If you followed them on Saturday,
I was gonna say, actually, we had a great day Thursday with the John Daly pick, the Tiger prop on number 11 hit, the birdies, a lot of the birdie numbers we picked hit. We said this in the Wednesday night chat. I talked about it on a live Instagram feed with PrizePicks that like everyone was so afraid of the scoring. And we both were like, listen, this is a major championship. Like, they're going to let these guys score a little bit on Thursday. They're not going to have it play brutally tough on the first day. They're going to gradually ramp it up.
Yeah, especially with the way that weather was coming in.
And the way the weather was coming in, that's how it works. So we crushed on Thursday for sure. Still saw a lot of great green screens, actually, because PrizePicks delivers green screens too when you're hitting. So a lot of green screens on there in the Nut Hut. It's for sure paying for itself. I saw a lot of people in the Nut Hut this week going, yeah, you guys were right. The PrizePicks money alone is paying for the Nut Hut easily in like a day, most of you. So get in there, $10 a month, $90 a year. Pat, I will let you give us your top favorite PrizePicks play for Thursday as of right now, and then you're going to give us some more tomorrow night when the Fantasy Golf Sommelier drops on YouTube. But what you got tonight?
Yeah, so I feel like this guy's been a little bit of a theme for me tonight, but Tommy Fleetwood over 11.5 greens in regulation. Absolutely love that play. I know we've got smaller greens this week. I get it, okay?
I thought you were going fairways because I have him written down for over 8 fairways.
Do that too, but I like the over 11.5. I mean, if you have to scroll down a bit to get to Fleetwood's number for greens in regulation, and like I said, he's gained strokes on approach over his last 5 tournaments. His ball striking has been so good. I like him to go over 11.5. I think that's a good number for him. So there you go. That's my play.
I looked at the greens in reg. Let me see here. So since 2015, the greens in reg average here has been 65.9% of fairways hit. That's around 11.8. I'm sorry, greens in regulation per round. That's the average. Fleetwood is obviously coming in good form. He's a ball striker. I can see how if I had to pick a side, I'd pick your side. I think that one's a stay away for me. A couple reasons. One, I prefer the fairways number. I think it's more attainable. Just clubbing down, hitting these fairways, even though they are narrow. I think it's a little more doable. But also, like, Tommy's not played here before. This is his first run around Colonial Country Club, coming out after 4 grinding days at a major championship. I doubt he spent a lot of time at Colonial today. He's probably resting. But I think the fairway number being a little bit easier for Tommy Ladd. But obviously, we're both a little more bullish on Tommy than we have been in quite some time. So good to see. I got a few here that I like. I love the Finau over number on birdies or better at 3.5 round 1. Love that for Tony. I mean, he's got a great track record around Colonial Country Club. Let's see, where's Finau at? Yeah, 20th last year, 23rd in 2020, runner-up in 2019, 29th in 2017, and he's coming. He's coming in with some form. Checking a lot of boxes, tee to green, doing his thing. Good to see the putter has been a little better lately. He's been in quite the dark times with the flat stick here, but gaining strokes in like 4 of his last 5 tournaments with the putter. That's key for Tony Finau for sure. He's scrambling well again. He's done that well the last few tournaments as well. So I like Finau here to make for sure 4 birdies. Got a couple of par 5s. The number one, the first hole is one of the easiest par 5s on the PGA Tour. Like,
it really is.
It's a free square. If your guys don't birdie number 1 and you have an over number on the birdie total, you're in trouble. So I'm counting on Finau doing that. Otherwise, I'll be tilting bad if that doesn't happen. But I like that. Here's a guy we haven't talked about today. What do you think about the under on Sung Jae at 9.5 fairways? Coming off the COVID thing, haven't seen Sung Jae. Haven't seen much out of Sung Jae. I was just wondering if we felt like he was going to come. He's missed 2 cuts here. He's made it. He's got a 10th place finish. Other than that, last saw him at the RBC Heritage where he finished 21st. I mean, obviously he's playing well, and he's an accurate driver of the ball for sure. That's for sure. But 9.5 fairways, I think, is one of the higher fairway totals for Sung Jae. So I don't know. I kind of looked at that under and thought I could see 9 fairways for Sung Jae.
I like that actually. I think coming off the break where he's at, he might, especially day one.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could see him.
The average fairways hit since 2015 here is 8.68. So it's almost a full fairway above average for Sung Jae. And then the last one for me is do we believe that Webb Simpson is starting to be Webb Simpson again? Because if we do, this is obviously this course should suit Webb Simpson very well.
Absolutely.
Despite 2 missed cuts in his last 2 attempts here. Now, one of them was in 2020, coming off the COVID restart.
They played that in like late June.
They played in late June. Yeah, missed the cut here in 2018, but before that, a 5th and a 3rd in his last 2 attempts at Colonial. But he, ball striking's been good the last 3 events now. And obviously he's a fairway finder.
You've been hating on Webb.
Yeah, I have been. But I mean, eventually I can come around if he's coming.
I agree. That's what this is all about.
His number's 8.5 fairways, so right just below average for Webb. So I like the over on Webb fairways, the over on Finau birdie or better at 3.5, and the under on Sung Jae M at 9.5 fairways. There we go. That's the PrizePicks plays for round 1 so far. We'll be talking about those a lot more in the Nut Hut, and I may even do I did a little Instagram, TikTok live last week, building some PrizePicks props. So look out for that. And maybe hop in there and help me out. We'll build a card together, me and the listeners. It'll be a lot of fun. You guys can join in. All right, that's it for tonight. That's the Charles Schwab Betting Show 2022. We got to go do the DraftKings show. Pat's, I'm sure, exhausted from all the movie, the big time movie picture work he's been doing today.
Yes.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, and bend over your bookie. See you out.